Okay, hello everybody. I just thought I'd make a little quick video with regards to the situation with the moon. Um, Obviously, I do astrology, I follow astrology very well. I enjoy watching what is going on up there in Sky News. And tonight, is a full moon. And a full moon occurs once a month. That's why a month is called it's like a moonth. So it's like from the moon. It's like one full moon every month. And it happens to be an eclipse moon tonight as well, which actually gives the full moon extra power. It's like a moon on steroids, and it truly means that as well. The word lunar is connected to the moon, and when there's a full moon, like there is tonight, is that it's supercharged, and people can sort of like feel that way too. It can very much affect the Cancerian sign. So people that are Cancerian, the reason being is that they're actually governed by the moon. That's their ruling planet. Well, it's called an Illumia, but it's their actual planet. So Cancerians can sort of really quite deeply affected by a full moon, which can mean affected in like mood changes and or energy bursts, or just that kind of emotional sort of pull really. As we all are made of 80% water, like the Earth is. The Earth's the water of the Earth is affected by the moon, like the tides. It changes the tides, so obviously it does have an effect with ourselves being a water makeup, as it were. So the actual full moon tonight, here we go, is called the strawberry moon. And it's not that it's pink as such, but the reason why it's called the strawberry moon is because it's when strawberries are actually harvested. And the reason why they've got these names for the moon like that is because the farmers used to work with the moon, as in when they would plant seeds for certain crops. So they would, it's called the almanac actually, but what they used to do was plant the seeds when the moon was like a new moon, when it's dark, you can't see it in the sky, when it's new, and it's like planting seeds in the soil, and then letting the process go, and then literally as the moon's growing, the seeds underneath from the moon's energy is growing with it. It's all nature's connected, it all helps one another. And so obviously it was a fine time to plant seeds was on a new moon, and come a full moon is when the energies are at the highest, and it's when they used to actually harvest the actual crops. So some fruits, vegetables, whichever, take longer time to actually grow and develop. However, they used to be always planted on a new moon, so that's when the moon's dark. But now the moon is so bright, it's fullest, it's roundest like this, is when everything is kind of like come to fruition. It's when something's really grown to its fullest, and it's when it's most powerful. So with the full moon tonight being in the sign of Sagittarius, it means it has a Sagittarius influence. And the Sagittarian influence is always to do with travel, always to do with philosophy and higher thinking, and to do with seeing the bigger picture. Okay, so when we say about travel, I mean, I know that we're a bit restricted as things are, aren't we, at the moment? But it's a good time to actually start to think about, any kind of like trips and holidays that you'd like to go on. And the moon's energy would, harnessing the moon's energy would really help you sort of gain some gain some insight of where you'd like to go, what you'd like to do, etc. And also the philosophy side of the Sagittarian moon is that it would very much help you to find a much more meaningful way of thinking, and also seeing the world, seeing how things are. It's kind of like, like rather than looking at the television for that inspiration, or taking your views from the news that's on the television, which isn't really always the best path, because we do get fed quite a lot of bullshit really. But if you actually if you look outside the box rather than inside the box, is kind of what the Sagittarian moon's asking you to do. And we've got a huge surge of energy on this moon tonight. The reason being is because it's got it's a full moon eclipse, so it's like a full moon but on steroids. Okay, so literally, it can really charge a situation. So if you're looking in those departments which I've just suggested, it may help you come up with some real brainstormed ideas, of what you'd like basically to do with your life, as in like philosophize a little bit, and just think outside the box rather than looking inside the box, watching the TV. I try to avoid it. I do enjoy some of it, but if you kind of like look at the situation what we're in now, as in we're all in right now, is that there's a lot going on behind the scenes which we don't get told about, and some of it's quite exciting, and it's to a point where why aren't they putting this on the television? And it's like, why are they not actually putting this on mainstream news? And it's because there's a lot of change going on, a hell of a lot of change, and until it's actually pointed out and shown to us, we're like, well, what do you mean change? We'll just get this over with, and hopefully we'll go back to normal. Well, what's coming, due to, from what I understand in astrology, is that Pluto, the planet of change, and it's the planet of death and rebirth. Basically, it means like a renewal. Is that planet is actually tucked into the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is about banking systems. It's about structure. It's about government. It's got like that kind of, it's like the grandfather of the actual zodiac, the zodiac wheel, as it were. So it's the one that's like the serious sign of all of them, really. That's why I call it the grandfather one, and that's why it's about structures, and it's kind of like say governments, and it means that there's going to be some real change going on, real change. And that's not just in this country, that's globally. And believe me, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth waiting for, and it won't be long. It's not far away, actually, from what I understand. However, it's just something that, like I say, when we're looking at the Sagittarius full moon, it's asking us to look at the bigger picture, and maybe do a little bit of our own thinking rather than relying on what we've been reading or in the papers or watching on the television. But what I'm saying is that we're going to have a very good year this year. 2020 is about clear vision, 2020 vision. So we've got a lot of truth coming to us, and we're going to see a lot of it, and we're going to be like a bit overwhelmed, but also we're going to be delighted. And I thought it would be coming a little bit earlier than what it has. But it's taken a little bit longer than what I thought. I was maybe being a bit hasty, but I'd just like you all to know that we've got some good times coming this year, and it's on a global basis. It's not just UK alone. It's for humankind, for mankind actually. Anyway, I've gone a little bit further than where I was going. However, just remember, full moon tonight, yeah? Yeah? So enjoy the energies from that. It's nice to absorb the energies, to go out, and they call it moon bathing. There's sunbathing and there's moon bathing. But to actually harness the energies of the moon is very good for you. And it's quite a nice thing to just go out there and have a few thoughts and put them out to the universe and make sure they're good thoughts. Okay then, yeah, and remember it's an eclipse one, so it's on steroids. It's extremely powerful tonight, so be careful what you wish for. Okay then, see you later folks. Okay.